Hello, everyone, and welcome to Self-Inquiry. Welcome to the work. My guest today is Paige, and she has done the work on her mother, and her mother has left her father, whom she adores, that's her person, and moved her and her siblings in the night, in the dark, into an apartment that she doesn't recognize. She's terrified. She's on the bed with her mother, and she is in a waking nightmare. So she's filled in a worksheet. She's answered those 6 questions on the worksheet, always free on thework.com, no charge. And getting back to Paige, what she's thinking and believing as a 6-year-old, which we discover here, what she's thinking and believing as that 6-year-old is nothing short of terrifying for her. And it has lasted her entire lifetime. Her mother is dying and having difficulty communicating. And, I'm not going to say more than that. I'm going to leave it to you. Welcome to Self-Inquiry and the work with Paige on her mom. Hello, dears. Hello, dears. I missed you to my mind yesterday. I missed you. My gosh. But I didn't miss you. You're in me. And oh my gosh, but to see you like this works for me. Those of you new to the work in this community, we identify the cause of all of our suffering, all that suffering in our head that we're feeling in our bodies, all that suffering, anything from just mild discontent to major, I don't want to be here anymore. It doesn't matter how far the spectrum goes. Identify what you're thinking and believing. Move it from your head to paper. And in this community, we do that, and then we question it. We question it. It's an exercise in stillness. And it's just you with you. No one telling you what to think, no one telling you what's right, what's wrong, nothing. It's just you sitting with you as you question the thoughts that were running through your head when you're feeling so terrible. Or even just the mediocre mind just running in this low-level depression. Just sit and move it from your head to paper and get still as you sit in the question. For example, he doesn't care about me. Is it true? And then I see that situation in my mind's eye. I don't just say, yes, it's true, or no, it's not. He doesn't really mean it. I don't do that with me. He doesn't care about me in that situation. He doesn't care about me. Is it true? So do you all see him in my mind's eye? We were in the kitchen. Do you see us there now? That conversation between the two of us when he said what he said. And you can kind of see that, imagine it. He doesn't care about me. Is it true? Contemplate that. My ego goes, yes, yes. Just thank it for sharing. Get still, get serious, get quiet. If you really want to know the truth, not his, not hers, not theirs, not the world's, your own. Your own. This is a way of tapping into what matters to you for your life. For your life. And then notice how I reacted in that situation when I was believing the thought with him and I was believing he didn't care about me. The things I said, the things I did, the images going on in my head, the emotional from head to toe. You understand? That takes stillness to meditate in that situation where I'm so sure I'm right. And I could be right, but that's not what this work is about. It's about me and how I experience this life, lived out of this head. Earth School, Earth school, earth school. You don't have a past, you don't have a future other than what's imagined. And you can't touch imagination. And yet it's running your life. It's a privilege to be here in Earth School. You know what I love about it also? All the pain you've ever experienced is in the past or imagined in the future, which leaves you hurting or fearful now. In those situations where you're not feeling your best. Hello, lovelies. Hello, lovelies. Oh, hello, my heart, my life. Oh, Paige, honey. Missed you yesterday. Where is that Paige?
Hi, Katie.
Oh, there she is. Hi, honey. Hi, good to see you.
Good
So,
to see you, Katie.
so catch everyone up on our work.
Okay. Last Tuesday we did the work on my mother.
And she's not, you're wanting to be her emergency contact, and she doesn't want it.
Right,
Okay.
right. And when you said bring a worksheet on Monday, I heard that as I could bring that same worksheet or I could bring a different worksheet.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And in the days afterward, I obsessively tried to find like the perfect worksheet to make this all better. And I finally came up with a very simple one.
Good.
And it could apply to right now, a small situation, and it can also apply to like a really horrible sort of trauma situation when I was little. I'm tempted to go to that, but I wanted to ask you, do you want me to stay in more current or go to the old one?
Honey, if you're tempted, I'll tempt with you. Let's
Okay.
If you're tempted, let's go with your tempt.
Okay, so then okay, Kate, I'll jump off the cliff with you. So when the situation is I was 6, and one day my mom acted like we were going on a regular errand to the post office or bank or whatever. But instead she took me and my baby sister to this apartment. And I wasn't allowed to ask questions, I guess. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, we got ready for bed. We went to sleep there. And I asked her, when are we going home? And she said, we're not going home. And from then on, we lived with this crazy guy that she had been having an affair with. So,
Wow, sweetie, and how old are you?
6. Mm-hmm.
Oh, honey.
Yeah. Yes. That was like kind of there were other things before that, I think. I know, but I think that was like sort of the central damaging event.
Yeah, well, that's really weird for a little, you know.
Yeah. It was very confusing. I didn't know parents could break up. This was in the 60s. I had never heard the word divorce. It was kind of like as if someone had just taken my legs off one day. Like,
Yeah.
can this happen? Like,
it's like you're in one life. You're just getting it down. You're 6, and then boom, different reality altogether, completely. Where you sleep, where you live, new man in the house.
Yeah, and it was. I kind of lived for my father. He and I had this crazy love affair, essentially. Mm-hmm. He was my Prince Charming. I was his princess. And I told you last week, I always felt guilty because I felt like I loved him a lot more than my mother. So I was taken away kind of from the one who loved me to go live with the one who didn't.
Yeah. Wow, honey. So you were just losing your life.
Yeah.
You'd lost that life.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah, you'd lost your life.
yeah.
She took you to this place,
Yeah.
and unrecognizable, and you lost that life, and here you are.
Yeah.
And that's how you filled in the worksheet and in that situation.
I'm already getting teary just that we're doing this work, Katie. This is
You know,
so incredible for me.
you know, it's a worthy cause. It's a worthy cause. And why do I say that? Because I know what's in you. And for one thing, what's in you obviously is courage. And and you know, we can do this.
Yeah.
So what is it? You're
Worksheet.
walking into the apartment, you're when you're thinking,
No, the situation is we're in this bed. She's had me get into one side of this enormous bed. I'd never seen a bed so big. And she's on the way over on the other side. And the room is dark. And I say, Mommy, when are we going home? And she says, we're not going home.
okay. So so you're let's just start there. So little 6-year-old girl, just imagine yourself back in that bed, just be there now. Your mother says you're not going home.
Right.
Okay. So little girl, be there now. Notice how you react in that situation. Those images of past, future that were shooting through your head, be there now. You can see them. You can kind of get in touch with it, because this is a horrific situation that tells me they're there. Notice how you react in that situation when you hear your mother say, we are not going home.
I freeze.
Okay, now to freeze, you have to see an image of the future.
Yeah. I see myself not seeing my father. Well, I'm jumping ahead a moment because I said, well, when am I going to see Pubby, which is what I called my father?
Okay, so how do you react when you believe that when your mother says, we're not going home? You hear your mother say, we're not going home to see your father.
Yeah, I hear I am not going to see him.
Okay, so little girl, be there now. Hear your mother's words. And I'm going to ask you, little girl, you're not going to see your father again. Is it true? Can you really know that it's true? And yes, your mother said so. And you're not going to see, you're not going home. You're not going to see your father again.
I can't know it, no.
Okay, so be there in that bed, that big bed. Close your eyes, be there now. You can't know. That's what she said, but you can't know. Now notice, with your eyes closed, be there now, how you react. Notice how you react when you think the thought, we're not going home. I won't see my father again.
Panic.
Okay, now, little girl, there's something going on. You're panicked. Just know you're seeing images of the future. What are those images? Get really still. This is a big ask, but you saw it and you're traumatized with it.
Well, The room is totally dark and I just see black. And it sounds funny to put into words, but it seems like it's going to be dark like that forever.
Yeah. Okay. There you are. So you're in the abyss just of terror, of no terror. Okay. So be there for that little girl. Now, little girl, precious, terrified little girl. Who would you be? Yes, your mother said it, but who would you be in that situation without the thought, we're not going home. I won't see my father again. So feel the bed. Yes, it's dark, but just feel your body on the mattress. Are you on your back, on your stomach, on your side?
On my back, kind of facing her a little bit.
Okay, so just be there. Be there without the thought, we're not going home. I won't see my father again.
I'm just in a strange new place. I'm just on this big bed in this weird room.
Okay, so just be there. You're okay. And when I say you're okay, I'm just, other than what you're thinking and believing, little precious, you're okay. In reality,
Yeah.
you're okay. Now relax into it. You're okay. Your mother's there. You're in bed. You're okay. We're not going home. She said, we're not going home. Turn it around. I said, I'm not going home.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
So isn't that when the terror happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I asked, when am I going to see Pubby? She said, well, maybe you can see him on weekends. And she said, maybe.
Yeah. And who said I won't see my father again?
Me.
Yeah.
I immediately thought, if I don't behave well enough, I won't see him at all.
Yeah.
Because of the maybe.
So who was it that thought all of that? That's not what your mother said. That is that little girl. It's, the ego at work I know that from my little girl doing this work. My mother said a lot of things, but who believed it? I did. Could I have stopped it? No. That is the power of believing it creates. It creates identity and hell. As you lay safely on that bed with your mother.
I've over the years, I've kind of like, I don't know, made this whole thing more solid in a way, because when I try to explain to people what it felt like, I always say it felt like somebody threw me in a grave and started shoveling in the dirt.
Someone did.
Me. Because in reality, no one threw me in any grave.
And neither did you. Get in touch with that innocence. How you didn't believe on purpose. You didn't do that to you. That's the ego. That's not something you can help. Like all of you, what is this? What is this? And every language in the world, in English, it's a cup. Who made me believe that? Not right or wrong. There's just no harm in believing it's a cup. But the ego doesn't. It doesn't just go with that. It's a cup. It's what we say here in the world. But when there's terror, it is not this world.
I think there was a thought without these words, I'm a victim.
Yeah. Well, when you learned that word, you became that without the word victim.
Yeah. So many worksheets. How do you react when you believe that thought? Like a victim.
Well, honey, it's a club we have here. It can get really tough, but none of us have more pain than we can handle, even though our egos would convince us, I cannot handle this, all the way from that to suicide for some of us. And some of us just quit, like I did for so many years. Just couldn't
Yeah.
handle the pain. Just couldn't handle the pain.
And there's an I'm not safe.
So she said we weren't going home. I won't see my father again. I said to myself, not on purpose.
Yeah.
We're not going home. I won't see my father again. That's when it became real to you. You believed.
Yeah.
So you heard me say so often, I believed myself in, and I'm believing me here now. It's just that now, I have to say, I believed it when I said it then, but this is a new now. It's always a new now. And that little girl wasn't. So she's so innocent. Let's look at two. Well, let's turn it around to I am going home. I will see my father again. So, little girl, be there now. It's dark. You're on the mattress. It's big bed. Your mother's there. I am going home. I will see my father again. So just be with that. Just be with that. Could that be possible?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be just as true. You don't know. You just got there. And other than what you're thinking and believing, are you okay? Feel your breath. Feel the mattress. Your mother's there.
It feels like I stopped breathing.
So notice.
I think I held my breath.
Yeah, and without the thought, I am going home. We are going home. I will see my father again.
I can breathe.
Yeah. And keep your eyes closed, Paige, and be home. Be home. Just be home in that situation. Just be home for that little girl. Just breathe. The bed, it's got you. Your mom's there. For all you know, you're in your house and your dad's in the other room. I mean, you're going home. I will see my father again. Your wonderful guardian, Paige, of that little. Everyone can't drop in as easily as you're dropping in.
I think I made a decision maybe in that bed that very night to be perfect, to never step out of line.
Yeah.
Because I had to see him again. So part of me kind of knew, like, I'm going to see him again.
Yeah.
If I have to.
Yeah, whatever you have to do that, that tells me you believed in some way that you're going to see him again.
Yeah.
Honey, that's a great find. That little girl knew it, and she was working toward it.
Yeah. I mean, there was the terror, but at some point, and I think it might have been that night, there was like, I've got this. I'm going to somehow
manage it.
Do everything in my power to make this happen.
Yeah. Wow. It's a powerful little girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. So let's look at 2. In that situation, Paige, when you're believing the thought, we're not going home. I won't see my father again. What did you want in that situation? In bed, in the darkness with your mom?
Badly wanted this to not be real.
So I want this not to be real. Okay, so what you're thinking and believing is real. Don't think as you, I'm talking to now. Think of, just be there as that little girl. All of you, anytime you're doing this work, you anchor there. You want this to not be real. Is it true?
Yeah.
And notice, little girl, how you react. What happens when you think the thought, I want this to not be real, and your mother has just said, we're not going home. You won't see your father again. Notice how you react. What happens when you think the thought, I want this not to be real?
I freeze up. I think my whole body just got rigid.
So be there for that little girl. Notice the images of past and future in your head. I think you've located them. Let's turn it around. I want this not to be real. I want this to be real. Open your mind to that. You're on the mattress, you're on the bed, your mom's there. Without the thought, we're not going home, I won't see my father again. I want this to not be real. Turn it around. How would you turn it around? I want this to be real. Are you safe other than what you're thinking and believing?
Yeah.
So relax into that. I want this to be real. So give me an example. I want this to be real.
I want to feel my body instead of it being frozen.
So do that now. Let her just be her relaxed without the thought, I'm not going home. I won't see my father again. And
weird thought, Katie, but I think it's good practice for dying.
Oh, honey, it is. That's what you're doing. The little girl that's been in you all these years is dying. She was a victim of believing her thoughts. This is Earth School. You're waking up to the dream, being there for her. As she wakes up, you wake up. As you wake up, she wakes up.
You know, I read fairy tales, or they read them to me back then, and it felt like a horrible fairy, like one of those fairy tales, you know, where,
Honey, it was.
yeah, like I was Snow White, like dead on the thing, or the thing she lays on, or I was Cinderella having to sweep out the ashes, or
And in reality, there was this precious, innocent little girl, safe beside her mother, on a bed in the darkness. And today you're waking up from that dream, because that little girl's dream has lived in you.
nightmare.
Nightmare. I want this to not be real turned around. I want this to be real.
Is me correcting it? Nightmare, not dream. Is that kind of part of the problem?
Well, for me, hearing you, honey, it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't look at it as anything mild. It shifted your entire, it rocked your world. The moment you believed,
Yeah.
your world fell apart. To your mind, you lost your father, you lost your home. And
My toys, my room with the ballerina wallpaper, my backyard, my friends, my school. But I don't think all that really mattered in that moment. It was just my father that mattered.
yeah, and your home, that's where you
Yeah.
probably, yeah. Okay, little girl,
Yeah.
to get what you want, what advice would you offer that little girl? Read number 3.
My mother should not say and do things that make me unhappy. And she also should not make me unhappy by the things she doesn't say or do, like, how are you, or are you okay? Like in that moment in the bed, she was, I swear, it felt like she was 10 feet away. She was so far away.
Yeah. Well, she had just lost her home too.
Yeah.
And you don't know when she lost your dad.
She had an affair and she got pregnant. So
Yeah, so that's when she lost your dad.
it was like a year before that, I think, that started.
And could have pleased her, she lost your dad, or she could have suffered. You don't know.
I think it's both.
Yeah. She shouldn't say or do the things to make you unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
What she said made you unhappy. Is it true? So tell me, is it what she said that made you unhappy, or what you were thinking and believing that made you unhappy? And those of you new to the work, we can't help what we're thinking and believing when we're thinking and believing it. So this isn't like some trick question.
It was me repeating her words to myself and believing them. And I've often thought, you know, he lived like, our old house was like, I think 2 miles away from this new apartment. And if I had been one of those really spunky kids, I would have packed a bag and ran away went away and gone back to him, but I didn't. I didn't try that. It
Oh,
didn't occur to me.
that's interesting, sweetie. Yeah, so it's yeah, just yeah, just feel that.
Yeah, I believed I could not live there anymore.
Yeah.
I really seriously believed my mother was in charge of me and my life, and um, it was her way or the highway. So I believed all that.
Yeah.
My little sister, the product of the affair, she would tell my mother off and curse at her and stuff. I never dared to step out of line 1 millimeter. But that might have been an option. I could have gone over and screamed and yelled at her and take me back, but I didn't do anything like that. I just laid there believing it's hopeless. I'm helpless. My only hope is to try to be perfect. Stay absolutely still. Don't move a muscle. Don't make a mistake.
Which is it's like being good little girl
Mm-hmm.
so that you can go home and see your father again.
Yeah.
There's no authenticity in it. It's being good with a motive. And then when we don't get our way, then we just fall apart again. You see how that works?
I do. And the killer too was she and my stepdad to be, that's the guy we moved in with, had a huge fight. And so she packed me and my sister in the car, took us back to my old house. I was filled with hope. And my father said, "No, you can't come back." And then it was like the second time they threw me in the grave. Like, he doesn't love me enough to take us back. That's the thought I believed then. He
Or
doesn't love me enough
or
to
he
take us
yeah,
back.
or he loves you enough not to take you back.
Yeah.
I love for all of you. If you're going to sit in your work, it just doesn't work if you don't have an open mind. And we're watching a lot of courage here. And in my world, that's the kind of courage that I'm witnessing in is it's a lot.
Well, one turnaround could be, the fact that I went through all that made me somewhat courageous because,
Well, you can see the birthplace for that. I'll be good. I'll be
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I'll be all of it, and then
mm-hmm.
we'll go home, and I'll get to see my father because she'll let us. She'll yeah. So it's and we just think we're so good, but we forget the motive that's running us and our personalities, and then it pays off in life. So we just keep it and we forget it. It's born out of terror.
There's an even older situation I chose not. There's an older situation I chose not to use. But like my first memory is she accuses me of lying about cleaning my room, and I didn't lie. But she accuses me of lying and says she's leaving because I've been bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the personality actually even started then.
Yeah, but then sure, survival.
Yeah. I am never in my life going to lie.
Yeah,
I am never, ever going to step out of line
yeah.
because I didn't want her to leave me.
Well, that's really good, sweetie. But what I can say is, good for you. Good for you. Good on you, little girl. Good on you, little girl.
I like that. I like to see it as courage.
Yeah, there you are.
But I also got a glimpse when you had me back there on that bed is it true? Like the adult me can say, I'd like to just be there in the room and have it just be a room with a bed and not have it be a fairy tale nightmare. It's just a room.
Well, we've all witnessed you do that at least a couple of times. So there it is, your dream come true.
Yeah, there it is. And you asked me a couple times, I think, are you safe? Yeah, I was just laying there in a bed.
Other than what you're thinking and believing, you're okay. And I assure those of you that haven't heard me say that even physical pain is either remembered or anticipated, that you can go there too as you sit in this practice. And it doesn't mean you don't feel physical pain, but you understand it, and it becomes of interest, like a curious thing to witness the power of mind. Because bodies don't think or feel or have, or even the physical body is a state of mind.
Yeah, I just got diagnosed with arthritis, and it's painful, but I think the majority of the suffering is, oh my God, what's the rest of my life going to be like?
There you are. Boy, I think you're into something beautiful. She shouldn't say or do things that make you unhappy. How would you turn that around? So listen to your mother without the thought. She shouldn't say or do things that make you unhappy. So you're in bed. She says, we're not going home. You won't see your father again.
She says, maybe you can see him on weekends. And what is your question to me?
She shouldn't say or do things that make you unhappy. Who made you unhappy when she said that? You and
Me.
what you're thinking and believing, or her?
Yeah, me, because she said maybe you can see him on weekends. And
So
I
now you
heard
just
I might never see him again. She didn't say you'll never see him again or you may never see him again. She said maybe on weekends. For all I know, she was saying maybe weekdays. She just hadn't really thought it out yet.
so just be there with that. Little girl, just be there with that.
I could have said, yeah, I really want to see him on weekends. I want to see him this weekend. Can I see him tomorrow?
So let's look at the turnaround. She should say and do the things that make you unhappy. And another
Well,
turnaround, I shouldn't say or do things that make her unhappy. And I think you nailed that one, little girl. You became a very good girl.
I still mess up. But yeah, I try.
Yeah.
You can't really make her happy. But
So hear you. Yeah, hear ye. I can't make anyone else happy. I can give them things or say things or do things, for them, but that's my happiness. I can't make them happy. That's delusional. Not that it doesn't. It's just what they're thinking and believing about any effort I would make. That's their happiness. And it allows trust to flow back and forth between us. We're not. So
I do want her to say things that make me unhappy now as an adult because it gives me the work to do. And
yeah, she's your earth school teacher.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, my mother was my earth school teacher also. She was my first work. So she should say or do things that make you unhappy, just like, no, I don't want you to be the one they get in touch with. when I die, she should say and do things that make you unhappy. She's your Earth school teacher. You know,
My really big gripe with her is she almost never says, "How are you?" Like she just, when we were still having phone calls, and same with the texts, it's all about her.
okay,
And
so honey, it's all about her. Get it. Get it. If I wanted my mother to care about me, it just gave me another worksheet. These Earth school teachers, they're prescribed. They are here for us. Yeah, waking up to reality, to your true nature. It's it's mm, 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 it's tough until we get it. Yeah, your mom's still your teacher, and when she dies, she'll still be your teacher. She's going to live in you to the day you die. These worksheets are going to give you the freedom that your mother could never give you, even though it is your mother giving it to you. It's a weird thing, but let's look at 4. In that situation, what do you need to be happy? In bed with your mom in that strange place, dark. What do you
I
need to be
kind of
happy?
a circular statement, but I wrote, I need my mother to stop making me unhappy in order to be truly happy.
So your mother is making you unhappy. Contemplate that. Your mother is making you unhappy. Is it true? Or is it what you're thinking and believing that is making you unhappy?
It's me choosing to believe her.
And did you choose to believe her? Look at the innocence. You believed her. You didn't believe her on purpose. You didn't do that to you. It's a happening here. To be happy, you need her to stop making you unhappy. She was making you unhappy. Is it true? Or was it, as we saw clearly, what you were thinking and believing?
Yeah, what I was believing. If I couldn't believe it, I wouldn't have been unhappy.
Yeah, those images in your head of your father, and you never see him again. And you were even deaf to weekend, to maybe on weekends. You were even deaf to her words there. Or you were up to a point with us working together. I need her to stop making me unhappy. So you need her to stop making you unhappy. How do you treat your mother when you believe the thought that to be happy, you need her to stop making you unhappy?
I'm kind of ashamed to say it, but I hate her.
Yeah. Yeah. You hate her. You see her as the cause of all your suffering. Even though it was what you were thinking and believing, you see her and your innocence as the cause of all your suffering. And then you turn into this good little girl.
But
This,
it's like you said, it's with a motive. It's all fake. Like even giving her gifts and stuff like that, giving her cards and all that kind of stuff. Like I'm doing it because I think it'll make her happy. And then in turn, she'll be nicer to me.
yeah, so you're not really giving it.
Yeah, it's not really from the
Yeah, you're working a deal.
I'm
And
working a deal.
yeah, and except she's not in on the deal. And then
No,
when he's not grateful, then you're hurt, angry.
angry.
I need her to stop making me unhappy, turned around. I need me to stop making her unhappy. So ponder that.
Well, that's another whole can of worms, Katie, because I believe, hearing myself, I'm believing it. I'm believing that I caused her marriage to break up because
it's tricky, but I'm going with the enlightenment that I'm witnessing in you, having sat through this worksheet together so far. I need me to stop making her unhappy. And so try this on. She says no to you being notified at her death, of her death. So to be happy, I need me to stop making her unhappy. And you're just
yes,
doing everything you can to defy what she wants. So it's still all about you. It's not about your dying mother's last wish. It's just all about you.
Yeah.
And you've earned it after all you've done for her, et cetera, et cetera.
You know, the current situation that I could have anchored this in from just the last couple of days since talking to you, we texted a lot more because of talking to you. I felt more courageous. And then I asked her, well, while we're talking about doctors, is this medical history correct that they have on file for me? And it lists my mother's illnesses, my father's. And she just hasn't replied in 4 days. It's one of these situations where I stepped on some kind of landmine, I guess.
Well, you did. You're in her business. It's a lack of trust. Even though you were correct and caring and doing a sane daughterly thing, she has invited you out of that area.
Yes.
And you trespass.
I love the way I just love how you worded that. She has invited you out. I love that.
Clearly.
Not she has pushed you out or she's holding you out. She has invited you out.
And she's only invited you out of that area. She doesn't want you in it.
Yeah, and I'm hearing you say you've been spared.
And you've been spared.
That's cool, Kate.
Honey, that is so cool. It means you can just love her. She doesn't have to give you something back, payment for all that you've been to her. Oh, no, you have something to give her, sweetie.
Freedom to be herself. I might think it's crazy. I might think she could be happier some other way, but that's how she wants to do it.
And it's not as though she doesn't know you're here for her and that it's your heart's desire to know when all of that, good for you, but that's not what she wants. That's not the area she wants you in.
She's invited me out.
Yeah. By the way, everyone, if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really matters, and thank you for that. I love that you join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time. At homewithbk.com, let's do the work.